Alright, our first VR for Phantasmic Dragon Heart being Gredora Day. So let's begin. But first, cards from last week. Our first card is Prism Bird. It's the Tachikaze Grade 3 Searcher. Gains 5k if a card was put as equip gauge this turn. Next, we got a rare Tachikaze Full Speed Dragon Blue Sprint. Grade 1 8k power and its skill is Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When this card attack, you may put the top card of your deck face down as equip gauge. The only issue is this card has to attack, but the relevant part is the second skill, where auto when this card is retired from rearguard by a card ability, call one equip gauge to rearguard. And then you can put the top card of your deck face down on that unit as equip gauge. This ability can only be used once per turn. So it gets retired, and that unit gets the equip gauge. Next for today's stream, we got a new Fighter Selection set, which is essentially a combined set of VBT8 and VBT9 due to the shit pull rates that it has. And also some strong promos. Of course, we got the Try 3 promos. And then we got an Angel Feather promo. Very full mids Angel. Grade 1 AK power and its skill is Act, Rearguard, cost. Put this card into your soul, swap a unit from your hand, put a card from your damage zone, and this card can only be used once per turn. Not too bad. Next is a Shadow Paladin. Mage of Entwined Roots, Cayenne. Grade 1 AK power and its skill is when discarded from your hand during your turn, look at the top of your cards of your deck, put one of them to the drop zone and the rest at the bottom of your deck. And then second skill, Count Drop Zone. When this card would be bound from the drop zone by the ability of Cleric Sword Dragon, if you have 7 or more grade 1s already bound, this card can count as 7 bound cards. Usually the second time you use Cleric Sword Dragon skill is the difficult one, so this is really good for the Cleric Sword deck. And now for Murakumo, Sudden Stealth Fiend Arayu. Grade 2 9k power and its skill is Auto Vanguard. When placed, cost Counterblast 1, search your deck for one card with the same card name as one of your units and call it to rearguard. Second skill, Count Rearguard. During your turn, if you have another unit with the same card name as this unit, this card gets plus 10k power. It's okay, but the Spirit Call effect is Vanguard restricted, so I think the idea is to call a copy of itself, which you lack room for anyway. Next, we got Dimensional Police, Battle Fang Hell Tiger. Grade 3, 13k power, force, and its skill is Auto Rearguard. At the end of the battle that this card attack while boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Cosmo Hero in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1 stand this unit. Considering that Grand Gallop gives your whole front row a bunch of power, this free stand skill can be very devastating. And now our next card is a Dark Irregular, Phantasma Executioner. Grade 2, 9k power, and its skill is Act Rearguard. Costs, retire this unit, choose one of your opponent's rearguards from retire, and then Soul Charge 2. My only problem with this skill is that it's an Act, but no counterblast spot removal is nice. And finally, an Aqua Force Battle Siren Dulcia. Grade 1 AK power and its skill is Auto Vanguard. When placed, cost discard a card from your hand and draw a card. Don't care for this skill. Second skill, Count Rearguard. If your opponent's power is different from its original power, this card can attack from the back row. This card is definitely made for Last Card Revon because Last Card Revon will decrease your opponent's Vanguard's power, so this will easily hit. And to me will be considered instant 4 of. Right now to the Kamega Colony cards itself, we'll start off with the mechanic, Cradle. The unit with a Cradle marker loses its original ability and power is reduced by its original power, and cannot boost or intercept. And the second part of Cradle is when the unit on the Cradle marker is retired, you can search your deck for one card with the same grade as that retired unit and put it to your hand. So in a way, it's a pseudo lock. Except it could still stand and attack, but you can still do stuff with it. It can still gain power from the imaginary gifts, so keep that in mind. So far, I like this mechanic. And now to the actual cards, our first card is Dispelling Mutant, Stinky Bolus. It's a grade 2, 9k power, and its skill is Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, cost Counterblast 1, look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal up to 2 different Darkface cards in their names, and add them to your hand. So basically your main 2 grade 3s. Second skill, Auto Rearguard. When this card attacks, cost Soul Blast 1. This unit gets plus 6k power until the end of the battle for each of your opponent's rearguards with Cradle markers on them. And if this unit reached 20k or more, draw 1 card. Yeah, 6k for each. You get 2 Cradle markers, well, you already get the draw. And it's obviously not going to be that hard. And now to the great child of Gredora, Intimidating Mutant Darkface. It's a grade 3, protect, 12k power, and its skill is Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, costs discard a card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's rearguards with no Cradle marker, and put 1 on it. So yeah, Cradle markers can't stack. And no counterblast is always nice. Second skill, Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When this card attacks a Vanguard, cost Counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards with a Cradle marker and retire it. Then, this unit gets plus 5k power for every grade that unit has. So basically, you retitle the Cradle unit that doesn't have any power, cannot use a skill, but can still attack, but you get a search off it because you retired the Cradle unit. And this card gets a power buff. And this first skill enables the second skill, so that's always good as well. And it's also immediate 4-up because Evil Governor, Darkface Gredora, the big waifu, grade 3, protect 12k power, with its skill of act Vanguard once per turn, costs counterblast 1, choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards with no cradle markers and put cradle markers on them. AKA enables Stinky Bolus' second skill. And then its second skill is Auto Vanguard. When this card attacks, costs retire rear guard, search your deck for 1 grade 3 Darkface, and call it to rear guard. And if you called, this and that unit gets plus 10k until the end of turn. So first skill, enable Stinky Bolus, draw skill. Second skill, call your Darkface from your deck for extra Cradle, and then use Darkface's second skill to retire one of the Cradle units with extra power boost. And with the retire Cradle, you also search your deck. Gotta say, it's pretty interesting, especially with all the power buffs that you're getting from her skill, and then some of the rear guards also get power buffs because having Cradle markers, and then some old cards too. So I'm gonna say I love this. And then on Friday we got Rising, and next week we got Gaia. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What do you guys think about Darkface Gredora and her Cradle mechanic? I say it's an interesting one, because I've been waiting for a mechanic where you would put cards to your opponent's rear guards for your own benefit. And I would say Mega Colleen and Link Joker would be the first ones to get it, because they would make the most sense to me. But other than that, have a nice day.